Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I have the ring light out. I left the ring light out. I was like, well, maybe I should use the ring. Maybe it's not gonna, no, it's gonna be funky, isn't it? I was like, maybe I should use the ring light for my vlog video, but I feel like it's like, what do we think? Does it make it look more natural in here? Not at all. Come here, baby. Come here, sweetheart. You want to come up here and be with Dad on the video of love? The video of love. Did you eat your dinner? He said no. Did you go run around outside? You did? Did you say hi to the neighbor dog? He said I tried to, but he didn't want to be very friendly to me. I'm sorry, sweetie. He's been a very, very good boy today. And so Alex is gone for the evening. So Alex's friend, it's her birthday, and she has, her son just turned 1. And so her husband surprised her with this like kind of like friends night or whatever. And so he got pedicures for, he like contacted Alex earlier in the week and he was like, do you want to do this like little night with her? I think it would be real fun. Alex and her have been friends since high school. And so this is the couple that we went on the trip with and that Alex officiated their wedding and things like that. And so he got them mani-pedis at the, or I think maybe just pedicures, I don't know, at this like really nice nail salon. And then they went shopping at the mall and did all kinds of shopping today. And then they got a hotel, like he got them a hotel room at this nice hotel here in town, and then they're going out to dinner tonight. I think they're going to Ruth Chris, and he like just like is paying for all of it for her birthday so she can have like a night away, like a girls' night away. And so Alex just, well, I can't show you because I'm uploading a video on my phone right here, but Alex just sent a picture. They're like, so they each have like, you know, a double bed in the room, and they're like laying there having a glass of wine, and they're getting ready to go. I think they're going to dinner at 7:30, and it is 6:54 right now. So little Boo Radley and I, we're bachelors again tonight, aren't we, Boo Radley? He said, I'm my own person, don't even worry about me. Whenever I talk to my friend Valerie on the phone, and I said, oh, Boo Radley just said this or whatever, she'll say, he doesn't talk to you. He doesn't say those things. I'm like, Valerie, yes, he does. He says these things. What was I just saying to her? Oh, I was talking to her while I was feeding him. And because we've been trying to feed him in the kitchen. So, like, because we usually carry his food down to his house. But we've been trying to feed him in the kitchen to kind of get him used to eating in the kitchen, maybe. We'll see if, like, that'll change. And so I said, he just looked at me and he was like, Dad, why are you feeding me in the kitchen? And she said, he didn't say that to you. I got Valerie, yes, he did. Don't even worry about it. If he said it, he said it. Say, I'm my own person, Dad. Let me get Boo Radley more on the camera. Oh, look at that little guy. Isn't he so sweet? Yeah, he's the sweetest. Sweetest little bean in the whole world. I'm uploading a video right now on my phone, on my drama channel, called Is YouTube Dead? That was my drama channel video today. And then I did a Peterisms video after that. And then I just got a bunch of stuff done around the house. I was making my list for Monday before all that. I'll vlog tomorrow, but I will also just probably not film on my other channels and just take the day off and relax with Alex. I really want to get through the 4th season of Manifest this weekend. To be honest with you, like, I almost kind of don't really even, I'm not loving the 4th season of Manifest. So I just tweeted this out last night too. I was so obsessed with Manifest through season 3. Like, I loved it. In the finale of season 3, a lot of crazy stuff happens. Like, I kind of expected it to happen. Something happens to like 2 major characters in the show. And I kind of, like, well, I didn't see one thing coming. One thing kind of came completely out of the blue. But, so season 4 starts, and it's very sad. It's the final season. And so Netflix, like, who is, like, I think they bought out the rights to Manifest, and they're finishing the series out. And so they put out 10 episodes, and then next summer they're putting out the final, I think, final 3 or 4. And I'm on the 4th episode right now. I think I just finished the 4th episode last night, so I might be on the 5th episode. It's so sad, you guys. Like, I mean, really, really sad. Like, I'm so invested in these characters, and I have been now for, you know, over 3 seasons. And, I mean, I've, like, invested, like, 40 hours of watching the show, because there's 13 episodes in each season. And, I don't know. I'm just kind of, like, heartbroken over where the show went. And then last night, I started watching, Alex was watching Thor. We were sitting down here, and he made a DiGiorno pizza. And what did I make? Oh, I had this vegetarian stuffing that I got from Fresh Time, and that you put on the stove. It was gross. It was like, I said to Alex last night, it's like interesting, like being a vegetarian, like the things that you miss. You would be surprised how much like chicken stock and beef stock really change stuffing. This was like vegetarian. I don't know what the brand was. It wasn't like Stouffer's or something like that. It was like some other brand that has a lot of vegetarian food. But you did it the same way with like butter and water on the stove, you know? It just wasn't very good. And so I had that for dinner last night with some hummus. And then what else did I have? Oh, I heated up some of the sweet potato casserole, and Alex made a frozen pizza with hot sauce all over it. And he was watching Thor, and he was like, do you want to watch Thor with me? And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, well, do you care if I sit down here and watch a movie? And I was like, no, babe, watch it on the big screen. Because this is where, like, nice TV is. I mean, we have a nice TV upstairs, too, but we like to watch a show, like, on the big screen. We usually sit down here. And so I just sat, like, right here, because he was laying on the couch. I just sat right here, and on my iPad, I watched RuPaul's Drag Race Canada versus the World. And I thought that there was only one episode out. And so I watched the first episode, and I got so excited. The cast is so good this season. It's Isis Couture, who won, I think, season 2. I absolutely love Isis Couture. And from the United States, it is Raja O'Hara, who is fantastic on it, and Silky Nutmeg Ganache, and let's see who else. Anita Wiglet from Australia, Victoria Scone from UK. Who else? Vanity Milan from the UK. Stephanie Prince from Canada. There's another one from Canada. There's three or four from Canada. Oh, why can't I ever think of her name? She's older. Really, really good, though. Why can't I remember her name ever? She's French. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Anyway. Rita Baga is there. And then, yeah. And then I can't remember who the other one is. There's one more. But anyway, I watched that episode. And then I lay down for a little bit. And then I woke up. And I was like, what to watch now? And somebody was talking about, I looked online and somebody was talking about Snatch Game. And I was like, what? Like, okay. And so, I think I saw an ad for RuPaul's Drag Race Canada versus the World. And so I went over and I looked, and the second episode was up. And I was like, oh my God, the second episode is up. So I watched the second episode of that. And I also watched, did I watch it the night before? Where are you going, buddy? Be careful of the camera. You just stay right here with me. I watched RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh no, UK is over. UK is over. I watched the finale. Did I watch that Thursday night, I think? Because I was going to do a review video of that today. So anyway, yeah, those are the shows that we watched. And then I started watching Manifest. Right, Booby? He said, I don't know about you, but I was in bed last night. I was asleep in bed. Where I should be. And so, the other thing I had to do last night is, so I'd be kind of interested to know if anybody... Where do you want to go, honey? Show me. He jumped over to the ottoman. I'd be kind of interested to know if anybody has had this situation happen before. So we have a mouse in the kitchen. And it must be really, really small because it's getting into this drawer where I keep my Keurig K-cups. And there's no honey sticks in there anymore. Like I took everything out. I cleaned out the whole thing. I like wiped it down, sprayed it down, everything like that. I'm like so confused as to what is going on. You guys, he is so cute. I have to show you this. Look at this. Isn't he so cute? Boo Radley, what are you doing, honey? He said, don't even worry about me. I'm my own person. But anyway, oh Lord, look at that that was a saucy shot, wasn't it? So, ooh, I maybe need to get a new tripod. What was I saying? Oh, the mouse in the kitchen. So I went in there last night and the mouse had gotten into like 4 of the K-pods. Like you could see where it had like pierced the top of it. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why would a mouse want to get into coffee K-pods, okay? Well, I had purchased on Amazon those humane mouse traps that then you can like release the mouse outside. And so I had like bought those humane mouse traps. And so Alex was like, well, why don't you just set up those mouse traps? Okay, so I set them up last night. I put 4 of them up. This mouse hasn't gone into any of these mouse. I don't think they work. And so I set them up. I put one underneath the sink because I went underneath the sink the other day and like all of the honey sticks that I had like thrown away. I mean, they were like chewed up like plastic, right? The mouse had taken them out and they were like out of the trash can, like out of the bottom of the trash can, and they were like on the floor underneath the sink. And I was like, this is so bizarre. What is going on? So I like cleaned them all up underneath the sink. And so I put one of the traps like underneath the sink. Mouse is not going by it. I was like, what's that sound? It's Boo Radley drinking water. And then I put 2 in each corner, and then I put 1 underneath where like the candle waxes are because I'm trying to like figure out. We haven't seen the mouse. I haven't seen it except for this. But I think it's so bizarre that it's going for these coffee K-pods. And it's like every couple days, like when the honey sticks were destroyed, the mouse also killed like a couple of the K-pods. And I mean, of course, I'm just throwing them away because I'm not going to keep these infected K-pods in there by a mouse and get sick. You want back up here, don't you, now? Okay, come here. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Did you get a drink of water? That was the other thing. I just have to tell you this real quick before. Okay, so anyway, to finish the mouse story. He doesn't pay any attention whatsoever to the mouse. He doesn't know anything about it. He's like, a mouse, who, what, I don't know. So anyway, so I put the traps up and nothing. I don't know how many days it takes to, but anyway. So, then last night, this was really weird. I was standing downstairs in the kitchen, like this was right before I was getting ready to come upstairs, and I looked over at Boo Radley's bowl, because his water bowl, he has a water bowl downstairs in his house. He has 2 water bowls. No, we're not playing this game today, okay, of up and down and up and down. You do that when Dad's here. We're not going to play that game tonight. So, he has a water bowl in the kitchen, and he has a water bowl down, and it's just the water bowls that the dogs have always had. We've never taken them up. So it was like Pee-Pee's water bowl in the kitchen, but all the dogs drank from it. So he's got a water bowl in the kitchen, and then he's got a water bowl down in his house that we keep filled. So I was looking at this water bowl, and it was kind of low. And so I took it over to the sink, and I like cleaned it out. I like scrubbed it out and stuff like that. And then I put like fresh water in it for my boobie. And I was like, I haven't seen him like drink water in the last 24 hours. I wonder if he's thirsty for like a drink of water. And I went upstairs and I lay down, and like I was talking to him in bed, like we were cuddling and stuff, and he's being so cute, you guys. I have to show you this. He's being so, He's being so sweet with me right now. I mean, he always is, but he's being like super sweet tonight. Aren't you? Why are you hiding your head? Are you wanting to go to bed? He says, Dad. He would literally live upstairs in the bedroom if we would go up there and live in bed. Wouldn't you? He says, I love it up there in my bed. It's my bed. So I go upstairs into the bedroom and I'm like in bed, right? And I like set the alarms and, you know, whatever. And I'm like relaxing and I'm talking to him in bed and he's being real sweet. Well, he kept on getting up and like walking to the end of the bed. And I was like, what is going on? Like he had just gone outside to go potty, like probably, do you know that word? Potty? He had just gone outside to go, Alex sometimes says make. You have to make. You don't know that word, do you? That's why you never do. Like 2 hours before that, like I had gone upstairs and taken him out. So I was like, he doesn't possibly have to go outside. So I was laying there. Well, all of a sudden he jumps down off the bed. And I was like, well, this is really weird. Why did he jump down off the bed? When he jumps down off the bed, I mean, it's funny because we always kind of thought with like Boo and Tucker that Boo was the one that kind of like didn't understand things well enough or didn't know his name. Like, I mean, he totally knows his name. He knows a lot of words. He's very smart. We always kind of thought he was the one that wasn't smart. I'm kind of like in retrospect thinking maybe it was Tucker was the one that didn't know. And like when we got him, like the woman was like, she said, you know, like, Tucker always looks out for Boo Radley. I'm kind of wondering if in retrospect now it wasn't the other way and she just kind of misread it or something, you know? Because Boo's very smart. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. Like, he is really, really smart. And when he, like, jumps down or he wants to go outside, I mean, he lets us know. And so he jumped off the bed. So I put on my, like, sweatpants, my sweatshirt, because I was like, okay, I guess he needs to go outside. And so we walked downstairs, or I like opened the bedroom door and he like ran downstairs and went right into the kitchen and started drinking water. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, we're so connected. We're connected, aren't we, Booby? Yeah, you and me. Just a bunch of fools, you and me. And he had a big long drink. And then we did go outside and do a potty because that way he didn't have to go anymore for the night and then he could go to sleep. He gets to go outside and then he has a drink of water and a treat and then he's all ready for bed. That's how you get ready for bed. It's weird to think this week is December 1st, that we're going into December, isn't it? It's so crazy to think that. I was looking at my calendar because I was like, I mean, I knew that like Thanksgiving was the 24th or whatever, but for some reason I thought, I don't know, it was the weirdest thing. I was like, are we really at the beginning of December already? And I looked and it was like, today's the 26th. So that means 27, 28, 29, 30. We got 4 days left of November. It's crazy, isn't it, Booby? I was looking at Raw Beauty Christie's Instagram story yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Speaking of Boo. And I love Christy. I just love her so much. And I love like the farmhouse thing that they've all built out there in the middle of, I love all of that. I could totally live that life. Well, I tell myself I could, but I don't know that I really could. But anyway, she said somebody, like, she was answering a question and she said, people ask me why I don't show my child more online. And she said, have you seen what happens when I show my dog? She said, imagine if that were a child. And I was like, I didn't realize that Christy gets any backlash from showing her dog online. You know, I knew that recently Daniel Prada and Joy Graceffa got a lot of backlash because they're really into dog rescues and things like that. And then they bred their dog again. And a lot of people are like, why didn't you spay her? And so it's interesting, like, if you go over to the video, they each put a video up on their channel, and like, it's called, like, I got back together with my ex or whatever, and it's really about them just breeding this dog. But the comments underneath there, which they're not editing, are very interesting. I mean, they're like, I can't believe you didn't spay this dog. Why didn't you spay this dog? You guys, like, you know, are, you know, such, you know, people into rescues and blah, 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 like that. I made a very, this was about 10 years ago, going forward. You know, I didn't really know a whole lot about, like, this is such a touchy subject, you can't really talk about it, you know? I didn't really know a lot. Like, when we got Boo and Tucker, like, tons of people weren't really talking about, like dog rescues and stuff like that. I mean, they were, but not as much as they do today. And I think people know what an animal lover I am. But my cousin Caroline, she was the president of the Greyhound Rescue Foundation in Indianapolis for a while. And then Melissa, for the last, I would say, 5 or 6 years, has really, really worked closely with tons of dog rescues, and one of them that she works with in Indianapolis is Friends of Indianapolis Dogs Outside, and they do a lot of really great things and fundraisers, and they do, what do you call it, like fences for people for their yards and things like that, and food and bedding for dogs for low-income families that can't afford it and things like that. Melissa also does transports for rescue dogs and going and picking up rescue dogs and things like that. Melissa is hardcore when it comes to, like, dog rescues and microchipping your dogs and things like that. I mean, she is like, and like, I mean, she will stop people in the street. Like, we were in Miami and somebody had their harness on their dog incorrectly, and she, like, stopped on the street, and she was like, and at first she was kind of gentle about it, and the guy was kind of like a little bit like resistant to it. She's like, you're hurting the dog. She was like, so please, can you let me take it off and I'll put it on for you correctly? Which I love that about her. I love that she's so passionate about it. But I made a decision about, you know, 10 years ago, maybe longer than that, that whatever dogs going forward, whatever pets, I would always get a rescue animal. There's no reason not to. I know there are a lot of people that are so, you know, resistant to it and whatever. I don't get into it with people about it. If there are people in my life that don't and they buy a dog, I guess it's their business. It makes me kind of sad, you know. It's like there are so many dogs out there that are being euthanized, so many cats that are being euthanized too, you know, that don't have homes to go to, especially elderly pets. Breaks my heart. And Tanya actually is, she's like really thinking about possibly adopting this dog. So there's this rescue dog that, so Tanya works a lot with a rescue organization, and they can't place this dog. But Tanya's like, do I get another dog? Like, I'm like, yes, Tanya, you get as many dogs as you want. You own a dog kennel, you know? Tanya is that girl that, like, takes her dogs with her, like, in the car too. Like, she's always like, come on, you know. I can't whistle, but she'll, like, they, like, come and they, like, hop up in the car with her and stuff like that, you know. I love following on Instagram all of the like the dog rescues, and this, especially like the senior dog rescues. It makes me so happy to see these dogs that, you know, maybe their caretakers passed away, or you know, somebody gave them up or whatever, and then they go to these homes that they're just absolutely loved and adored, and they get to live out the rest of their lives just in absolute love and peace. And, like, it makes me so happy. I love watching all of that. Yeah. We love dogs pretty much, don't we? Dogs are good. Say dogs are friendly and they're nice. Well, not all dogs, but most dogs are friendly. Yeah. Say, Dad, you're giving me an awful lot of kisses tonight. Well, I need them because your dad's not here to give me kisses. Do you guys talk to your dogs or cats? Do any of you out there, like, I'm not a cat person. Like, somebody said in my video, you need to get a cat. No. I mean, Alex and I are both allergic to cats. Alex is, like, really, really, like, physically allergic to cats. His little hair is so cute. Look at how it stands up. It's so funny. Do any of you out there, though, I have, like, had friends of mine that have cats that act like dogs. Do you guys have those? I'll tell you one thing that's funny with him, like, especially since he's been taking his medicine, is that he, like, runs around the house. Like, he'll go like, doo, 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 doo. And he's so cute. He's so cute. Yeah, you're just a little runner, aren't you? Little hopper. Love to hop around the house, and you're just a little runner. That was not me farting. I, like, recreated the sound so I could, so people would know it's not me farting. You know, it's sometimes, like, weird to, like, get on here and, like, share your opinions about things because you never know it's gonna, like, really, like, piss people off. But, like, today, me being a vegetarian is a lot in part because of me being a believer that animals have souls and personalities, all animals. And, like, the hunting of animals is, like, so hard for me. Like, I don't understand it, you know? Now, I will tell you that, like, this is another issue. It's like, I think people are like, well, if you say it, then, like, I can't follow you anymore. Like, I hate it because I'm, like, a hunter and whatever. My best friend, Tanya, like, she got her first gun when she was 12 and was hunting with her brothers when she was 12. So, it's like, I mean, Tanya and I have had this conversation for a long time. Tanya's like, you know, like, I love animals too, but, you know, whatever. I mean, she doesn't hunt. Tanya doesn't hunt at all. She doesn't believe in that today. But, you know, it's interesting, like, when you say that and people get, like, so up in arms about hunting and things like that. You do you, and people should do what they want to do. And I know my husband in about 10 minutes is going to a steakhouse, and so he's going to have a steak tonight for dinner, you know, and it's whatever. But, like, I just don't understand. Like, I can't imagine, like, especially, like, with deer hunting. Like, I think that, like, deer are such spiritual creatures, and they're just such beautiful, you know, peaceful creatures. I can't imagine looking at a deer. Like, when I see it in movies and stuff like that, I almost just am like, I can't. It's like how you look at a deer and, like, you shoot it and kill it, you know? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, I really, really don't. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that, my dad grew up hunting, you know. He grew up in northern Indiana. And I think it was like November 12th or November 21st or something is like when deer hunting season begins. Because he would always say to me, like, I can remember, because I would say to my dad, like, when's it going to snow? And he would say, I can remember deer hunting season, we would have sometimes like a foot of snow on the ground. And he would remember that. And, you know, my dad is not somebody today that goes and hunts and, you know, whatever. But, like, I think back in the day, it was more of a rite of passage. I mean, I live in Indiana. There's still a lot of people that go hunting here today, you know? I'm sure there's, all over the country there are. For me, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't feel right about myself doing it, you know? Because I do look at animals and I think that they have thoughts and I think that they process. Do I think that they're as deep as us? No, I don't at all. I mean, I'm not completely silly, but, like, last night, you know, when he was sleeping right next to me, and I had my hand, like, on his rib cage, and his little legs were going like this, and he was dreaming in his sleep, you know, whatever he was dreaming about, whether he was running in the backyard or, you know, whatever he was dreaming of. I asked Alex, I said, what do you think dogs dream of? I always ask these silly questions. It drives Alex crazy. And he goes, well, I know that they dream of us because we're all they know. And I go, well, but we dream up made up things. So maybe, you know, Boo dreams up made up things and made up places in his dreams that he's never been to before, you know? He said, I don't know, maybe. Do you, Booby? What do you dream of, huh? What do you dream of? Tell me. See, I just can't believe that there's nothing in there, you know? Nothing at all. Okay, it stopped. I'm probably not going to vlog a whole lot longer. He's getting real antsy. You're getting antsy? You're getting ants in your pants all the way to France. What other thoughts do I have? You went down, honey? No? Yes? No? What are you going to do? He's going to knock this ring light is what he's going to do. Where are you going? You going to jump to the ottoman? It can't come any closer, sweetie, because of the ring light. Do you want me to put you... Oh, do you want me to put you over there or no? Okay. Where are you going to go? Okay. He's going to dig now. So anyway, you better dig. He's so silly. I don't know. Tomorrow we're gonna go to brunch. He'll be home in time for brunch. And then, I don't know what I'm gonna have for brunch tomorrow. I was thinking maybe instead of an omelet, I might have a waffle. And then, I gotta put up the Christmas tree sometime this week. Alex said to me yesterday, he goes, are you gonna put the Christmas tree up soon? And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He wants me to put the Christmas decorations up. And I said, yeah, probably this week. Why? And he goes, so I can wrap your presents and put them under the tree. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm thankful that he bought me Christmas presents, you know, but I need to buy my Christmas stuff for the front porch. So I need to go to Costco. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I know he's not going to want to do that after we eat brunch because maybe it might not be packed tomorrow. Maybe Costco on Sunday after Thanksgiving weekend might not be packed. Oh, when I took him outside, I have to tell you guys this. When I took him outside, I opened the door and this like bird flew like all over this cardinal. It was like flying all over the place. It was so weird. Like it had been sleeping like in that orange wreath right behind my head when I'm sitting in that chair. And I was like, I looked in there to see if it was making a nest, and it hadn't been making a nest, which this would be kind of a weird time of year anyway for it to make a nest, I think. But, and then I was like, oh, it's a cardinal, that's my mom. And I was all weird about it. But then it kind of like had a hard time getting out from like the patio. It finally like flew out. But it was so bizarre just to like see this like bird like flying all over like right in front there. What are you doing, honey? We do enough of that scratching. I think we're done. So anyway, what are you guys doing this upcoming week? Did you guys do shopping this weekend? On Monday, I actually need to put this on my list. Monday. Christmas shopping. I just carry my list over from the day before. And so I had Caroline on there, which half of these things I have on here, I already did. Okay. Boobs, what things do you have to do? Huh? You got anything to do this week? Should I put it on my list? Just the front porch, that's what we're gonna do. Put up the Christmas tree. If we put up the Christmas tree, I will do a video and put it up on the Peter Does Stuff channel. It's just a small little Christmas tree that goes right over there, but I might bring up some more of the Christmas decorations and put them up around the house. I really just want to get the front porch looking nice. Yeah, we're going to get it looking real nice. Real Christmassy. What do you want for Christmas, Boo Radley? He said, well, I can't have no bones, and I don't eat plush toys. And what else? And he said, I got enough treats to last me a lifetime. What did my husband text me? Hold on. I can't read it. Look at his little tongue, how it sticks out. Can you guys see it from there? His little tongue, how it sticks out all the time. It's so cute, isn't it? You ready to go, booby? You ready to say goodbye to everybody? You are? Have we done this vlog stuff enough for tonight for you? All right, you guys. Well, thank you for hanging out in the chair with me tonight with the ring light. And somebody said something to me the other day that they were like, I really appreciate the comment, but they said that if I took my hat off, like the shadow wouldn't be as bad on my videos. I'm very well aware that the hat shadows my face. I'm totally aware of that. The hat covers up my hair. So the reason why I have a hat on is to deal with the hair, because I don't need to look like, what's her name, Cindy Lou Who in the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. But that's why I wear the hat, okay? So with hat, you get the shadow of the face. But anyway, I appreciated the comment. So anyway, all right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you for hanging out on the, I was gonna say the front porch, but we're on the front porch on the chair with me today. And yeah, it's been fun. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. If nobody else has told you this today, Boo and I love you, and Boo loves you, and we all love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whatever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness. And but don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.